Hey, my friend, Dr. Lee Warren here, welcoming you back to another Mind Change Monday. I am so excited to be with you because today we're going to do a quick run through the 10 commandments of self-brain surgery. Okay, if we believe that you can't change your life until you change your mind, and if we believe that the brain and the mind are the software, hardware interface that God gave us to interact with us to help us operate our lives in the way He designed us to, then we have to understand that there's some things we ought not to do and some things that we should do to maximize the way that our brains can help us change our minds and change our lives. So we're going to do the 10 commandments of self-brain surgery, and we're going to start today.
Hey, are you ready to change your life? If the answer is yes, there's only one rule. You have to change your mind first. And my friend, there's a place where the neuroscience of how your mind works smashes together with faith and everything starts to make sense. That place is called self-brain surgery. You can learn it, and it will help you become healthier, feel better, and be happier. And the good news is you can start today.
Thanks, Lisa. Hey, so glad to have you listening today. I'm Dr. Lee Warren, and I live in Nebraska in the United States of America with my incredible wife, Lisa, my father-in-law, Tata, and the super pups, Harvey and Lewis. I'm a neurosurgeon and an author, and I'm here to help you harness neuroscience, the power of your brain, faith, the power of your spirit, and good old common sense to help you lead a healthier, better, happier life. Listen, friend, you can't change your life until you change your mind, and I'm here to help you learn the art of self-brain surgery to get it done. If you like the show, please subscribe so you never miss an episode, and tell your friends about it. If you tell 2 or 3 friends this podcast was helpful to you, imagine how much good we can all do around the world together. I'm Dr. Lee Warren, and I'm here to help you change your mind so you can change your life. Let's get after it. Thanks, Lisa. Hey, friend, this is going to be really quick. I'm not going to flesh these out in great detail today, and they're subject to change because I'm writing the next book, which is all about self-brain surgery. And as I proceed through the research and putting all that work to get that next book out to you, hopefully sometime next year or the year after, then these 10 commandments may change a little bit in the way they're worded or the order that they come out in. But I'm going to give you 10 today, things to think about and chew on if you really want to learn how to change your mind and change your life. The Bible says very clearly, Romans 12:2, that you need to stop letting the world conform you, shape you, make you think, feel, behave, and operate as if it's in charge of you. It's not. And if you really want to be happy, if you really want to become healthier, feel better, and be happier, you got to change your mind. What God says plainly in Romans 12:2 is don't conform to the way the world wants you to be, but transform yourself through the renewing of your mind. Then you'll be able to test and approve what is God's good, pleasing, and perfect will. If you want to know why you've been trying so hard to be happy and nothing seems to work, it's because you're shooting at the wrong target. That's really the whole problem with the world right now, friend. We're shooting at the wrong target and wondering why it doesn't ever make us happy. So I'm going to give you 10 commandments. If you trust me as your good friend, the brain surgeon, your hopefully favorite podcaster and writer, if you trust me, I'm going to give you 10 things that will help you change your mind and will help you change your life and will help you become healthier and feel better and be happier. Are you ready? You might want to grab a pencil or a pen, jot it down on your phone, get the transcript for later, but here they are. Number 1, if you want to change your mind and change your life, here's 10 things you need to do. Number 1, relentlessly refuse to participate in your own demise. When we go to medical school, we take an oath based on the Hippocratic Oath, and the first one is primum non nocere, first no harm. Don't hurt yourself. Relentlessly refuse to participate in your own demise. Pause for a second and think of ways that your decisions, your behaviors have hurt you in your own life. I'm not being harsh, but all of us know there are some. We sometimes are our own worst enemies. So let's start relentlessly refusing to participate in our own demise. Number 2, believe that feelings are not facts. We spend so much time reacting to our feelings, don't we? I feel this. I'm going to be in a bad mood all day because I woke up early. I don't feel good. It's going to ruin my day. You feel it. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Feelings aren't facts. They're chemical events in your brain, friend, and you can change them by changing how you think, by changing what you do. Movement happens and then feelings follow. You can change it because feelings aren't facts. Number 3, not every thought that pops into your head is true. In fact, many times more, 5 to 1 or so. 5 to 1. Can you believe that? 5 to 1, your thoughts are actually not true in general or are unnecessarily negative. And so you have to work to learn and to believe with all your heart that not every thought you think It's true. That's why self-brain surgery and the thought biopsy and all those operations I'm teaching you to replace untrue, negative thoughts, or even true but unnecessarily negative and unhelpful thoughts with more positive, truthful ones is so important. Self-brain surgery is so important. All right, next. Thoughts become things. You have to believe this with all your heart. Thoughts become things. They change. The things you think about change your neurochemistry. They change your hormones. They change the DNA in your cells. They can even change the baseline emotional feelings and set points of your children down to the fourth generation. That is the basis for the generational curse and the reason that some sin patterns and some thinking and behavior set points follow families for generations, because thoughts become things. You have to know that the things you think about turn into real things in your life, in your relationships, in your genetics, in your family. It's true, friend. It's true. Thoughts become things. Next, don't treat bad feelings with bad operations. So if we're talking about self-brain surgery, for example, or even just brain surgery, don't treat a bad feeling with a bad operation. If you tell me you have a headache and I say, okay, let's go decapitate you and you'll stop having a headache, that's a bad operation for a symptom, right? You had a symptom of a headache and I treat you with decapitation, that's a bad operation. And similarly, if we have a bad feeling, somebody hurts our feelings, or we're lonely, or we're depressed about something, and we treat that by drinking a bunch of alcohol, and the next day we have the same problem plus a hangover, that's a bad operation. It's not a good trade. We treated a bad feeling with a bad operation. So think of things in your life that you sometimes treat with the wrong operation, and learn healthier ways to compensate and deal with these feelings and situations that we have in our life. And guess what? You'll become healthier and feel better and be happier. Don't treat a bad feeling with a bad operation. A corollary to that is love tomorrow more. Like, stop paying these tomorrow taxes on things because you felt bad tonight, so you made a bad decision, and then tomorrow you got to deal with two things. That's a tomorrow tax, right? Love tomorrow more. Love tomorrow more than you don't like what you're feeling today. It's one of the 10 commandments of self-brain surgery. Next, don't make an operation out of everything. Remember, you're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to relax. You're allowed to not stress and fret yourself over everything. Take a look at Psalm 37 sometimes, and it talks about don't fret yourself when other people do things. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't stress out about everything all the time. Don't fret yourself. It tends only to evil. Friend, don't make everything out to be more than it is. Sometimes you just can let something go. Sometimes it's okay to just let something slide. Don't make an operation out of everything. Don't make everything bigger than it really is. And don't perpetuate generational issues. Don't perpetuate generational traumas that you inherited from your parents. It's not true that you're stuck with the brain you have. It's not true that you're stuck with the genetics or feelings that you have. You can change them. And don't ever let yourself say, well, yeah, I yell when I'm mad. I say abusive things when I'm mad because I learned that from my dad. That's how I was raised. That's just how I am. Not true. You can change it. You're not stuck with the brain you have. You can generate new synapses, and you can change those generational issues. So one of the 10 commandments, if you want to be healthier and feel better and be happier in your life, just draw a line in the sand and say, hey, this far and no further. This generational issue stops with me. It stops with me. And also, don't start generational issues that your kids have to clean up and deal with, right? You want to be healthier, feel better, and be happier. One of the 10 commandments is don't perpetuate generational traumas or generational sins, generational issues, and don't start new ones. Next, don't hurt your brain. The brain is the organ of the mind, and it is the inner sanctum of God's presence in your life. It's the most important aspect of your person, of who you are, and your whole body depends on a healthy brain. So don't do things that hurt your brain. We're going to talk about a lot of those things in the coming months: nutrition, alcohol, head injuries, wearing helmets, all kinds of different ways that people hurt their brains and hinder and hamper their lives. If you want to become healthier and feel better and be happier, love your brain and don't hurt it. Don't do anything to hurt it. Take care of your brain. And last, be willing to practice mental first aid, become a caregiver. I wrote a whole book about the treatment plan for what to do when you have trauma, tragedy, and other massive things. And one part of the treatment plan is to be willing to be a caregiver when somebody else is hurting. Learn some things that you can do and say, and ways that you can show up, and ways that you can help other people to administer that EpiPen when they're having that massive allergic reaction of emotional trauma or injury or whatever's going on with them. Help other people. Be willing to practice emotional first aid. Listen, if you want to become healthier and feel better and be happier, friend, these are the 10 commandments. This is how you practice self-brain surgery. It's the do's and don'ts of what to do to change your mind and change your life. And guess what? The very best time to do that, my friend, is to start today. Hey, thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the show so you automatically get every episode. And if you like the show, you'll love my weekly letter. Check out my writing at drleewarren.substack.com, drleewarren.substack.com. Get the free newsletter every week for my best prescriptions for becoming healthier, feeling better, and being happier through the power of faith and neuroscience smashing together via self-brain surgery. drleewarren.substack.com. And if you need prayer, go to the prayer wall at wleewarrenmd.com/prayer. The theme music for the show is Make Us One by Tommy Walker, graciously provided for free by the great folks over at TommyWalkerMinistries.org. Check it out and consider supporting them. TommyWalkerMinistries.org. Remember, you can't change your life until you change your mind. And the good news is you can start today. I'm Dr. Lee Warren. I'll talk to you soon. God bless you, friend. Have a great day.